Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook?
We can always do a follow up. We're live, by the way.
We're live.
Red lights rolling, mate. I've just gone for it, and I'm here with the training guru. I don't
know about guru. Is a sound check? Yeah, we haven't done that, and we were sound checking.
Sound check sounds okay, mate. Sounds okay.
good,
I think
doesn't
we've
it?
sorted it, mate. Yeah, all good, mate.
Talking about sounding good. Just see an email from Tracy, our marketing manager. She says she's getting some very positive feedback from the transport briefing. So that's what we're going to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. Has she actually sent the feedback?
She hasn't sent the feedback. She just says she's getting some feedback. I've
heard. Let me have a quick look and see if, whilst you're talking
this
about
is
it,
live.
I'm going to have a look. I know we're live. We're recording, right? And I'm going to go and find the feedback for it because I know that we've absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, you can.
People will have been really happy. So I'm having a little look, mate. Tell people about the transport briefing.
If people don't know, let's tell them what we're talking about. Yeah. So, as this podcast is going to have to be sort of dated slightly, isn't it? Because we can let's just say last Thursday evening, we held our second transport briefing. The first one back in March, and the weather was a little bit less kind to us, but was indoors, as luck would have it. So that doesn't really play a part, but we had a fantastic response. We increased the numbers. In fact, we're to that point now where we're kind of balancing up whether we need to go to an outside venue, and we've got a fairly big training room that we hosted in, but do we need to go outside of that now to a venue? So we held the second briefing. Great turnout, great feedback on the evening, and we're just trying to simulate that, see what people want for the next one. But let me tell you all about this one then. So we did a bit of an industry update, a little bit of a briefing for people, and I was able to share. We talked about the new DVS standards that consultation is.
Mate, did you fit? I'm just sorry to interrupt you, but did you write your own feedback on here? Because there's someone here that's gone. It felt like Mike got cut short. I want to see more Mike.
Oh, I think that was that not the last one? I think that was the last one, wasn't it?
That's the current one. That is.
Was that the current one?
Yeah. That's what I've seen on there.
Really?
Yeah. I want more Mike. I reckon it's you, mate, isn't it?
That's strange because I was on first this time. I know last time we didn't really run out of time. It was well managed. Both events have been extremely well managed. So it was we didn't overrun. Nobody overrun, and nobody. We all. I think with these evening events, when you say you're going to finish at a certain time, I think you have to finish at a certain time. Otherwise, people,
100%.
They've got to get home. And didn't we have some people come for some distances as well? Wasn't that incredible? So
if you're listening, High Wycombe wins. That's incredible. High Wycombe to Peterborough.
Yes.
Absolute respect.
Yeah, I think we had something out somewhere, out of Norfolk way, which would, maybe you might think Peterborough, Norfolk's not that far. I know how far High Wycombe is though, because I have to do that journey when I do transport manager down at Cookham. So it's a bit of a drag. So brilliant. Thank you for coming all that distance.
And we had some very North Lincolnshire as well.
That's right, and that's it's not being a resident of Lincolnshire. I do know that it is a huge county. North Lincolnshire as well. Big shout out to them. So all points of the compass, shall we say?
Mate, it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? So, mate, I wasn't really listening to what you first started saying because I was busy looking at the feedback, which was amazing.
You're not broken. I'm disappointed to see.
I'm a little bit heartbroken because I got more 7, 8s and 9s than you guys did. You actually got more 10s than me. You and Steve did.
Oh,
so I'm very disappointed. I didn't realise I was being measured against you guys, so I need to up my game. Clearly,
not that it's competition at all, but yeah. So I now see. Talk about that. You see now. So we had a gentleman, a lovely guy by the name of Steve Cope, and he's a a time served. I think he's been with the DVSA for 24 years. And in that time, he's done pretty much most of the jobs within the sort of vehicle examiner roles. He's tested, he's roadside tested, he's policy. And so a real guru. I mean, a real guru in terms of, got that background. So, and obviously a vehicle examiner. So when my brief was to do a piece on brake testing, I thought, this has got to be on point because we've got a DVSA examiner in the room and I've got to do it justice. So hopefully, I think a lot of people talk about things, and I'm constantly seeing about brake testing. I'm constantly seeing things crop up that I never knew. And well, what does this mean, or what does that mean? So it's for me, it's still a learning curve with brake testing. So I did a bit about brake testing, and then we had a bit of a break ourselves because I made a pun out of it as well, as you do. And then Steve did his piece.
Didn't get too much heat for that one, yeah.
Yeah. Steve did his piece on MOT testing, which was excellent. Some great facts and figures there. Stuff that I was aware that you could get some of the stuff online, even some of the stuff from the .gov website, some of the data, but I didn't realise how well they drilled down that data, because there's some really fascinating facts for me about older vehicles, and it really can see it. Should be that way, really, shouldn't it? You can really see as the older vehicles, the older a vehicle gets, the more likelihood it is of failing its MOT, which was for me was quite an interesting thing. So I'm going to look at that data a little bit more detail, and then Pete did a piece on workshops, and it's do you know what? Every time when I go out training, it is one of those topics that comes up every single time. It really does, and I think sometimes we miss a trick in the industry, in the industry we're in. We miss a trick on that, and Pete came together with an idea that it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we should be auditing our maintenance providers, and it doesn't have to be a war of attrition between the maintenance provider and the operator. The relationship can be good and solid. That's how it should be. But so it's a really interesting piece. And I think that's what made it such a good package, because we took it right from start to finish. So but more Mike.
Yeah, I think more Mike. Yeah, exactly right. Not that I'm jealous. I think I got 10 tens. I got 10 tens. So we've had 15 people feedback. I'm just having a re-squiz at it now. So re-looking at it.
Hello, it's Shani from Flagship Partners. We are really proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast. If you need expert advice or training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We are really excited to announce the launch of our Transport Manager Academy. With expert development for fleet leaders, we offer fully accredited initial Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher, and operator license awareness training, as well as mentoring, support, and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is to develop elite fleet professionals.
So booking process, 10-15s. Update session, which was industry update.
Yeah.
You got 11 tens. Yeah. Mike brake testing, 11 tens.
Ooh.
10. See, that's not so bad. Steve got 10 tens and I got 10 tens.
I don't mind
as well.
I don't mind.
You got one more 10. Never mind, eh? You did do two sessions back to back though, so you got a bit more time to build rapport, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a great event, wasn't it? So
the
transport briefing. So for people listening, going, what on earth are they talking about? We held it at Flagship venue. It was last week, and we do them on a quarterly basis, and they're free to attend. And do you know what? I'm always going to keep them free. Mags and I were chatting about it. I said, I don't know what to do about these transport briefings. We're getting full, Mags. And she said, I think you need to be loyal to the people who sign up, and it becomes an exclusive event. And basically, if the people come, they come. And if they book and don't come, they don't get allowed to come the next time. They lose their spot. And then the people who repeat get to come again. I think we keep it as a VIP. It's a VIP event, mate.
So those early adopters,
first come, first serve.
Yeah, and if at some point in the future we do have to look at different, because then we're into costs then, aren't we? I mean, I know there's cost associated with it. You know, we put a bit of food on and what have you, but the real costs come when we're having to start buying in venues and stuff. So, but I'm guessing that the VIP members will always be free, and that's great. That's a great commitment, Pete. That's I'm sure they will be happy
that's
with
the
that.
plan, mate. I think that's the plan. So, and they run on a quarterly basis, just towards the end of the quarter. So, we did the first event, which was back in March, all the way back in March, and that was really well attended, wasn't it? And I felt dead proud after that. And then this one's just happened. I felt really proud after this as well, because, like I say, we had people from far and wide. We had workshop managers. We had people right cross section of business, from big corporate businesses through to there was a couple of restricted operators in the room, which is fantastic, to see that sort of breadth and, that level of different types of businesses coming in. I think it's fantastic. So I'm really excited by the prospect of it and looking forward to Q3, mate. Obviously, the workshop one's gone down well. We're going to be looking at net zero. 21st of September is a date for people's diary. So get chasing for the link on that. I think we'll release the link.
Yeah.
Probably with this podcast, so people can go and get signed up early, which I recommend, because we got fully booked. We had to stop taking bookings for this Q2 one.
Absolutely, yeah. I know. Looking forward to that, and people might think, well, net zero, or here we go again, the green agenda. Look, folks, we're pragmatic about stuff. We're not going to preach to anybody about anything, but it's coming, isn't it? Whether you agree with all this stuff or disagree with it, or whatever your thoughts are, as fleet professionals, we're having to take it in our stride, and deal with it. And whether we like it, again, we're going to ramp up. And there's all sorts of stuff, even with workshops, having to adapt to operating with electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles or alternatively fueled vehicles. The industry has a lot of adapting and changing to do, and I think we're lagging behind as an industry slightly with it. And as I say, we can be dragged kicking and screaming into it, agree with it or disagree with it. It don't matter. It's happening, isn't it? And whichever way you look at it, every political party has it on their agenda, has it in their manifesto, or they will do come next year. So it's going to be what it's going to be, I suppose,
absolutely. And I think with it, knowledge is potential power, isn't it? Knowledge,
absolutely, yeah.
I don't subscribe to the whole knowledge is power thing. So knowledge is potential power. The application of knowledge is power.
The application of knowledge, isn't it? Yeah.
So I think knowledge is potential power, and I think forewarned is forearmed. I think it's going to be really interesting. I'll be honest, I'm no carbon expert. I'm no expert on alternative fuels. I know there's different options and stuff out there, but we're getting in some expert speakers to come and talk about it, and that's going to be really exciting. I can't confirm who they are yet because we're still in talks. But I know one's confirmed, which is Darren from the Low Carbon Truck Consultancy, who does quite a bit of consultancy and training around carbon reduction. And I know he's an absolute expert. But we're speaking to DAF, a chap from DAF. We're speaking to a large family-owned heritage operator who's running electric vehicles. So hopefully, we're going to be able to get a fantastic speaker list for this event that's coming up. People. Yeah,
the particular company you're talking about there, they're early adopters, look like they're really into it. And I went down to see them recently, delivered some training down there. I was really impressed by the drive that they've got for it, because you might just find that they're ahead of the curve a little bit when it comes to it. But I'm in my former role as a fleet manager, large local authority. We were quite early adopters of electric vehicles and hybrid technology and stuff like that. And it's something. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. And I do my bit because we've got hybrid cars, haven't we? All our cars are hybrid, I believe. I think
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So with the fleet vehicles at Flagship are hybrid, and the vehicle that you use is hybrid, and that's fantastic, isn't it? Being able to adopt that into the business.
I took that down to Cookham the last time I went down to Cookham, and it's sort of, 2.5, 3 hour journey. It's 150 50 miles, 145, 50 miles, something like that, around the M2. But I found that I was actually getting 57 point something miles to the gallon, nearly 58 to the gallon. And it was over half the time, 52% of it was actually using electric rather than the petrol side of it. So, yeah, we're doing our bit. It's great.
Absolutely.
I mean, great bit of technology, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And so if you're interested in the transport briefing and the next one, please do come along. This one that's just gone, it was absolutely fantastic and we were really chuffed. So please do come and check it out. And thank you for listening. Like I say, those people that came along got some great value from it, and I'm sure there's going to be loads of value from the next one. So please do sign up, and as it gets more popular, maybe we'll toy with putting a second one on, but let's see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for listening, and we'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, Mike. See you later.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.